This is my home. This is my kitchen. This is my family. Tilly. Jack. Holly. Megan. And of course, my wife Tana.
You may think you're the busiest person in the world, but over this series, I'm going to prove it's still possible to cook stunning food at home. My rules are simple. Home cooking has to be easy. It's got to be fast. It's got to be delicious. So, if you think you can't cook amazing food at home, think again. These are the only recipes you'll ever need.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Everything I know about cooking, I've learned through hard work, drive and passion. From the age of 17, I made food my life, and it's fair to say that since then, food has been the making of me. But the sort of cooking I made my name with, intricate dishes made with the world's finest ingredients, is a million miles away from the food I grew up on. For the first programme in the series, I'm updating some of the home-cooked dishes I absolutely adored when I was a kid.
First up for breakfast, a classic from my childhood. Stunning baked beans with fluffy potato cakes. Next, a modern take on my favourite childhood lunch. Fantastic fish fingers and an irresistible chip butty.
My mouth is salivating.
And I've got competition in the kitchen as Mum helps make dinner.
Dad, shouldn't Nanny be doing the cooking because she's the better cook?
Excuse me.
When I was a kid, this was my dream dinner. Super comforting shepherd's pie with peas and carrots, followed by a steamed date pudding with butterscotch sauce to die for.
Let's get this show on the road, come.
This is my ultimate childhood food. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. First, a breakfast to really set you up for the day. Easy homemade spicy baked beans with deliciously light potato cakes.
The first big thing that I remember as a kid was bacon and beans. So this is like a little rendition, except we're using the most amazing pancetta. Ernie, come on, psst, disappear. Go and chase some mice. Now, pan on, get nice and hot. I'm gonna turn these beans into glamorous beans. Pancetta into the pan. Lightly season that. It's cured, so it doesn't need that much seasoning. Now, start frying off that pancetta. It's amazing how the individual tastes of baked beans, they're somewhat bland, so I always like to make them a little bit more spicy. So, a nice, finely chopped chilli with the seeds. Chilli in. Now, a little bit of garlic. Crushed. Phenomenal. Get that bacon really nice and crispy. Fry off the chilli and the garlic. And then onions.
My top tip for dicing, finely slice downwards. Slice across, then cut down to simply dice.
Bacon, onion, chilli, garlic. That flavour all contained in that little pan. Once you've sweated the onion off, a little bit of sugar in there. The brown sugar will start to caramelise, darken, and enrich it as well at the same time. That looks beautiful. Now, a couple of tablespoons of cider vinegar. Deglaze the pan. It's got that really nice, powerful kick to it now. Spice that up with one of my favourite seasonings, Worcester sauce. Bring that to the boil. And add your passata, puree tomatoes. Turn that down.
Simmer the sauce to reduce, then add in the classic baked bean, haricot beans. You can buy haricot beans dried or canned. They are packed with protein and have a lovely soft texture.
Turn down the heat and let the beans absorb all that beautiful, spicy tomato sauce. And just let that simmer now. 5 or 6 minutes.
Now for my potato cakes. They're a fantastic way to use leftover boiled potatoes and are so easy to make. I'm making a simple potato dough by adding flour and butter to the mash.
That gives it that nice sort of cakey texture. And it goes from this leftover ball potato to this nice, light, floury potato heaven. Take a nice spoon of potato, lightly flour your board. We're going to fry these crisp on the outside and just nice and fluffy in the centre. Now, get your pan nice and hot. We'll start off with olive oil into the pan. Now, put the butter around the outside because it starts heating up. By the time it goes into the centre, it's almost sort of nut brown. Gently. Turn it over. Love that nice, light, crisp. They look beautiful. Now, take them out. Oh. Potato cake in the middle. And a nice, beautiful spoon of beans. Growing up with beans on toast as a treat, still to this day, after all those years, has not changed my love or attitude for beans, especially cooked like that.
My smoky, spicy, homemade baked beans with light and creamy potato cakes, comfort and satisfaction on a plate.
Coming up, I'll be showing you more of the food that made me the man I am. But first, here's a closer look at some of the key ingredients you'll need to shop for to make my ultimate lunch and dinner.
Starting with pollock. I grew up on whitefish, like cod and haddock, but today I'm using pollock. Whitefish like pollock has a wonderful, sweet, firm, flaky flesh. Pollock's so versatile. Bake it, batter it, cook it up in fish pie, or even cut it into strips for my fish fingers, which I'm cooking for lunch. Growing up, I ate tons of lamb mincemeat. It's generally from less expensive but tasty cuts like neck and belly. You can use lamb mince in so many ways, in Middle Eastern koftas, or mix with mint for a twist on a traditional burger. But as a kid, I couldn't get enough of shepherd's pie, and I'm making an amazing version for dinner. I ate potatoes almost every day as a kid. I love them. But remember, it pays to use them properly. They come in 3 types: floury, waxy, and all-rounders. For mash, fried or roasting, floury potatoes like King Edward's are brilliant. For boiling or salads, use waxy potatoes like Charlotte. If you want the best of both worlds in your kitchen, go for an all-rounder like Desiree. I'm using them to make incredible oven chips next.
When I was growing up, food in Britain was somewhat different to what it is now. No one had heard of organic. You could even buy avocados in the shops where I lived. Paris kitchens might have been cooking nouvelle cuisine, but it certainly hadn't made any inroads round our way. My ultimate lunch when I was growing up was very plain, pretty trashy, but I still love it now and again. Fish fingers with a delicious chip butty. The secret of a good chip butty is in the potato. Now, these are Desiree potatoes. One of my first ever jobs was working in a chip shop. I used to put sacks and sacks of potatoes into the rumbler, which was then the potato peeler, all day long. Today, I'm going to do something a little bit healthier.
For my oven chips with a twist, simply peel, slice, and blanch for 3 to 4 minutes. Drain, season, and cover well with paprika. Spread evenly over an oiled baking tray and place into a preheated oven for 20 minutes. Simple as that. Next up, easy fish fingers.
This is pollock. A really nice, firm, delicious fish. Cut the fish in finger-size battens of fish. Put them onto your plate and just lightly salt them. You can do that literally 20 minutes, 30 minutes before you start cooking the fish. It firms the fish up beautifully. and it allows it to become a little bit more durable, especially in the pan.
Now for the coating. Start by thoroughly coating the fish in seasoned flour.
And then just roll it to get rid of those little sharp corners, because then it stops those corners almost burning in the pan. In to your egg wash and really coat them. Wonderful. And then this is dill. Goes brilliantly well with the fish. And run the dill through my breadcrumbs. That makes it more aromatic. Lay them onto your breadcrumbs. Nothing wrong with the chip butty, nothing wrong with fish fingers. Just give it a lovely modern twist. Beautiful.
Once the fish fingers are thoroughly coated, they're ready to pan fry. And they'll need around 3 minutes on each side.
I want the fish fingers to be nice and crispy. Get a really nice colour on them first, and then we'll flip them over and finish them with butter. Bring the heat up into the pan. A nice little knob of butter. That'll work wonders with the breadcrumbs and the dill. Nice and carefully. Take them out. And you look and smell incredible. So nice and crispy.
Now to assemble my chip butty, starting with buttered, thick, crusty bread.
Get your slice of bread. Mop up that amazing flavour. On. Slice in half. Never slice in an angle. My mouth is salivating. Beautiful. On with the chip butty. There's one thing missing. And it signifies that I've never forgotten the joy of comfort food. But my God, that makes me feel like a 9-year-old. Now, excuse me for one moment, will you? I want to stuff my face.
Homemade fish fingers and my ultimate chip butty. So simple to make, but trust me, it tastes amazing. Coming up, it's dinner time. And there's 3 generations of Ramsays in the kitchen.
Hi there. Hello.
Helping me create my ultimate childhood dinner, my mum's shepherd's pie with a crunchy cheese champ topping and peas and carrots. To follow, it's a proper pud.
Daddy, what's in this pot?
Got a delicious steamed treacle and date pudding.